And his opponent needs no introduction the world over, as tonight we pay special tribute to the man who makes a long-awaited comeback to the ring, accompanied by supermodels Jacqueline Wojciechowski and Marta Stepien, and his son, Prince Rehman, UFC fighters Chad Laprise and Chris Clements, and his team from Adrenaline Training Center. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the return of Shah Zaman, which is Persian, standing for King of the World. Please give it up for King Faisal Rehman!
What? Get out of here! The king himself fighting on his own show.
Wow. Oh my God, Jesse. The king is back. I thought he was retired, and he's back. And there's the little king walking him to the ring, a little Prince Rehman.
Attaboy. The king has shocked everybody by making a surprise appearance. I didn't even know he was fighting on this card. Look at him looking stacked, ripped six-pack.
The king is in the house. He is the original gangster. Forget Chael Sonnen. King Rehman is the OG gangster.
I'll say right here now, if it wasn't for King Faisal Rehman,
this bout is scheduled for 3 rounds in the middleweight division.
We wouldn't be where we're at.
Fighting out of the blue corner, this proud fighter comes to us from Burlington, where he fights out of the Bay Area Athletic Club. Please give a warm round of applause to Paul Djelaj. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, is a fierce blood and guts veteran of both the cage and boxing ring. He trains out of London's fabled Fight Factory, the Adrenaline MMA gym. When he is not active as site chief of medicine for the London Health Sciences University Hospital, he is also the founder and visionary behind the Showdown in the downtown, which to date has proudly raised over $1.6 million for critical research in the ongoing battle against kidney disease. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ring, the chairman of the board, King Faisal Rehman!
And what a shock we have. Third bout of the night, Paul Djelaj versus King Faisal Rehman.
The king has 2 UFC vets in his corner, current UFC fighter Chad Laprise and former UFC fighter Chris Clements, but I don't think that's going to shake Paul, as he's from the famed Bay Area Athletic Club, where they have 5-time world champion coach Mazamal Nawaz, who really knows his stuff. So don't expect this to be a walkover.
Both fighters in the center right now. Final instructions by our chief referee here.
King looking light on his feet early.
I remember King Faisal. I think he was just had enough of the MMA. He just wanted to strike. He just wants to bang. Well, let him bang. Let him bang right now.
Exchanging low kicks early, trying to measure out a distance.
Oh, exchanging. More traditional technical hand position by Paul Djelaj.
King Faisal with a few clean hooks. Nice stiff jab by the king. Good body kick.
Faisal playing that more the Philly shell style. Left hand down, right hand up. Left shoulder to the chin. Oh, and a spinning side kick lands by the king.
Faisal throwing singular shots, but they all seem to be finding the mark right now. Paul answering every kick with a kick of his own.
Paul's chopping on that leg. That does damage. That adds up for sure. Especially with these 3-minute round bouts. The more time that leg gets kicked, the more damage is going to be done.
Clean body kick by Paul. Faisal signaling low blow.
He's backing him up, backing him up.
I'm a big fan of Paul's high guard. You see a guard like that more so in glory kickboxing.
Well, You know, the guys in Glory Kickboxing, when they're fighting at that level, any of those punches that land. Ooh.
So in WACO rules, you're not allowed to make contact 3 centimeters below the knee or above the knee. That is considered an illegal kick.
Again, that is WACO rules. Not super common to the fans of Glory and K1. But again, safety is of the most importance here tonight. That's what they're trying to do, protect the fighters. Oh, big right hand, overhand by King.
I'd like to see the King cut the ring off more. He seems to be doing a lot of chasing.
Yeah, definitely not.
More effective cutting the ring off.
Definitely not efficient with his movement right there. Just chasing him. But I think he's content with that. He just wants to chop down.
Wants to put on a show for these people. Not bad. Not bad first round.
I definitely think that first round went to King. Landed more of the strikes. But again, that's not up to me. That's up to the referee, the judges at ringside here, especially with the clicker system. One warning was made to King for the kicking of the knee joint. Didn't shake him at all.
Faisal with a lot of forward pressure in round 1. I believe he landed a lot of effective clean shots. Although he's only throwing in singles, those singles were landing. Paul didn't have much of an answer other than leg kick for leg kick, but those points even out.
First round in the books. Both fighters opt not to take the stool in between rounds, both standing up. Seconds out, and that brings us to our second round of our third bout of the night. Sound of the bell right off the bat. Paul jumps in with the right hand.
Paul seems to be going for it more this round, but the King
Oh!
Faisal's a gamer. He doesn't let anybody bully him or back him down.
No fear in his eyes, no fear. Oh, big right hand by King Faisal.
Both men throwing defense relatively to the wind here in the second round.
You got to respect how Paul keeps his nice tight guard though. King hasn't really landed anything too overwhelming.
Both men showing signs of damage on their face.
Two kicks off by the King. A feint of the jab. Oh, a parry and a step through with that right hand by King Faisal. Nice liver kick. Oh!
Superman punch. 2 in a row.
Hey, 1 is good, 2 is always better. Oh!
Hard chopping low kick by the King.
Saw that knee turn in. He's back on it. And as I said earlier in the first round, Jesse, those leg kicks add up.
It's always a pain. I do believe both men are going to have a hard time walking after this fight. Paul with a big miss and a kick. Follows it up with a couple of punches. Faisal looks to be enjoying himself. Big smile on his face. He's trying to hold it back.
Yeah, this is much more suited to the King style, but a big, oh.
Paul landed a few clean shots on the King. King shook it off.
A hold by the King saves him from the onslaught of Paul. Oh, and another big leg kick. Straight right, right low.
So what we have here is Faisal is again struck within 3 centimeters above or below the knee joint. Now, as for official warning, they took a point away from him, so he's got to work extra hard to get it back. Now, I'm not too sure if that's a point of the overall 10-9, thus it could be a 9-9 round or a 10-8 round, or just 1 point where he just needs to land a clean strike to get it back.
I would think, Jesse, that it would be towards the round, but again, I'm new to these Waco rules. What the Waco rules are trying to promote is the safety of the fighters. So you gotta applaud them for that.
Well, when you drop headgear, and technically they shouldn't be wearing shin guards, you gotta make up safety rules somewhere, so I guess that's where they're trying to cover ground.
Amen. Safety number one, but you know what? The no headgear makes it for a lot more exciting of a fight, because at any moment, the fight could be over. And this is what fans love. They love the stand-up. Regardless, Jesse, you know how it is. Everyone may respect the jiu-jitsu game. Not everyone, but some people may respect the jiu-jitsu game. Some people may respect the wrestling game, but everybody loves a good old-fashioned punch in the face.
You know, I agree 100% there. Jiu-jitsu lovers love a good slobber knock and striking fest. You just love to see a guy get hit in the face and sweat fly everywhere.
As pure as it gets. And this is our third round and final round of our third bout of the night. Paul Djelaj versus King Faisal Rehman.
Nice counter overhand right by the King. Stiff jab. Paul having difficulty finding his range here in the third round. King using effective straight punches. The simple 1 and 2 seems to be keeping Paul at bay. Paul seems a little flustered right now.
Yeah, definitely King's got a little bit more of an awkward style than most. His left hand has it lifted up. Whoa!
Big counter left hook by the King sends Paul to the mat, but it's not considered a knockdown. It's a trip.
Nice. Stiff jab. Back on that jab. One of the most underappreciated tools in kickboxing and in mixed martial arts is that jab.
Faisal doing a real good job of using his reach and keeping Paul at range.
Nice. Back again on that jab. Faisal's doing a great job.
He's fighting a very smart fight here in the third round.
He's got to make it up. He lost that point in the second. I do think that King is ahead on the points, but he does want to seal the fight. He does not want to disappoint and come out with a loss, especially on his own show.
The hometown boy.
Safety is number one, but so is action in Waco. Both fighters getting warned for lack of forward pressure.
Again, Faisal being very systematic with his long punches, keeping Paul at range, doing the smart thing, and just adding points, just collecting points to win the round.
Very smart, too, in these type of rules. Collect those points. A jab is just as effective as a low kick. Much less energy required, and does just as much damage and contribution to the scorecards as well.
Paul being very aggressive this round, but he's just not finding any luck. He just can't get inside on the King, until now.
Another warning for King Faisal.
There's no knee strikes allowed in this round, in this fight, and King just got 1 point for holding and 1 point for kneeing. He seems very upset and distraught about this. Apparently Faisal wasn't clear on the rules before the fight started. He just wants to get the job done any way possible.
Oh, so he's going to make up for it. He's chopping that leg. Paul with, oh, and that is the fight.
Chris, I guess I'm under the impression that not all fights are under the same rules, because the fight before this, they were allowed clinching knees. Now this fight, they aren't.
That is correct, Jesse. There are different types of rules under the Waco banner. The problem is not all fights are being, they're not describing all the fights to us before they're put out. So I don't know if Faisal was fighting under Waco rules where he can throw a clinch and clinch up with a knee. And obviously he couldn't, because he just got 2 points taken away and almost got the fight taken away from him on account of unsportsmanlike conduct when he swore with the referee. So I think the fight went to the King based on the striking, but minus the 3 points that he lost during the match, it's going to be close to call.
Yeah, those points definitely going to have to play a factor here when determining the winner of this fight. Also, you got to be careful when it comes to the referee. You just can't chew his head off. Doesn't go your way, sometimes you just got to suck it up. Let the fighting do the talking.
You got to bite your tongue sometimes, because this is amateur kickboxing. These guys ain't getting paid. These referees, they want to have respect. This is the martial arts. There should be respect shown to the referee. I know in the heat of the battle, you say things, you do things you wouldn't normally do. But at the end of the day,
King is a very passionate individual, wears his heart on his sleeve. You can tell.
Now it's time to go to the judges' scorecard.
Here we have the final decision.
Judge 1, 30-28 red. Judge 2, 30-27 red. And Judge 3, 30-28 red. The winner of this fight by unanimous decision in the red corner, Faisal Rehman!
And the King comes out with the W. 3 points and all, but he clears up the scorecard. A clean sweep, 3 rounds to nothing. King Faisal with the win. And I'm sure he's going to have a few words to say on his own show.
I just wanted to thank Paul from coming out from Burlington. I thought the scores were a lot closer than that. I thought maybe you had won, to be honest. It was a great fight. Thank you very much for coming all the way from Burlington. Give a big hand for Paul Djelaj.
The King trying to be a class act. Well, not trying.
I also want to thank his company,
all the way.
DHL Supply. They bought a table. They bought over 40 tickets for the stands, and really, Paul challenged me, and he wanted to fight, and he brought his crowd with him. So thank you very much to DHL and to Paul. I really want to thank my coaches. I want to thank Brian Fletcher, my strength and conditioning coach, who's battling blood cancer, but took time to train me and is here in the crowd. Thank you so much, Brian. I want to thank my coaches who've been with me from the beginning, UFC fighters Chad Laprise and Chris Clements, for always being in my corner, win or lose. I want to thank my son, Prince Rehman, for being in my corner. And I want to thank all of the sponsors and all of you for coming out. And a special thank you to Michael Schlater, Michael Curran, Lily Beth, Brittany, Jake, and Ross, and everyone from Domino's Pizza Canada. Thank you very much, everyone. Oh, and to the Adrenaline Training Center. And everyone at the Adrenaline Training Center, thank you.
Just a quick thank you to Faisal here. Obviously appreciate the fight and the event. What a great cause. So please, another round of applause for Faisal. Awesome competitor, great fight. Really honored to be here. A lot of support from family, love you guys. Friends, love you guys. And from DHL, love you guys as well. So thank you very much. John, couldn't have done it without you. Been in my corner the whole time, so thank you for that. And Maz as well, and Mohammed from Bay Area Athletic Club, and glad to be here.